Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It's your boy David from Top Bunk Sports, and I am back with another Knicks on Top post game. And obviously, it is not the post game that everybody wanted. And when I say that, it's we wanted a win, but instead we got a loss. Um, I got for those of you that saw my last video that I also posted. I explained why I was out, and then I went and basically broke down every four games, including the Clippers win, before we got into this one. Yeah, so now we're up to date, and we're gonna talk about the one we just suffered today. I'm recording this video at 1:40 in the morning, Saturday, January 10th. So this is literally maybe what, 2 hours after the Knicks game against the Suns just finished. So, I'm gonna break it down a little bit, kind of talk about it, kind of, see what went wrong, what did go well, and what went. So, here we go. Again, before I get into it, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the Top Bunk Sports YouTube channel. Make sure you guys follow me at Top Bunk Sports on X, Instagram, TikTok. And yeah, man, keep showing love to the support to the page, keep showing support the brand, man. We're just trying to grow. We're trying to make 2026 our year and trying to make it bigger and better, not only for everybody, but for Top Bunk Sports as well. But listen, man, let's get straight into it. The New York Knicks dropped this one to the Phoenix Suns, 112 to 107. And honestly, this game came down to the main thing for me, and that was turnovers. That was turnovers. Right? The Knicks had 17 turnovers this entire game. 17 turnovers. They had seven turnovers in the first half. They collected 10 more turnovers for the second half. Again, they did not take care of the basketball, and that's the problem. That was the issue right there. Another problem within this game is that Jalen Brunson is gonna do a lot. Jalen Brunson is gonna put the team on his back. Jalen Brunson's gonna go out there. Jalen Brunson's gonna try to carry the team and do whatever he needs to. The issue with Jalen Brunson is that sometimes he puts himself in a situation where he kind of overshoots or over dribbles and just try to do things for himself, right? While that is an issue, there's also a cop out for him with that. Why? Because you can't trust your other options right now, right? Now, granted, he could have passed more to OG, he could have passed more to McHale. Hell, he could have even passed more to Karl Anthony Towns. But guess what? Karl Anthony Towns wasn't doing shit. Karl Anthony Towns was nowhere to be found. Karl Anthony Towns had, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll look right now, Karl Anthony Towns had 15 points. 15 points. 15 points as we speak. He was 5 of 11. He was 5 of 11 from the field. He was 2 of 5 from three. He was 3 of 5 from the free throw line, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 turnovers, ladies and gentlemen. Karl Anthony Towns had 5 effing turnovers. That is nasty work. That is nasty work for this dude. To me, to me, if you're a second option on this team, you cannot have that. You cannot have that. That is asinine to me. You cannot have that as a second option on this team. Okay. Yes, Jalen Brunson. You go to Jalen Brunson, right? 27 points. He was 9 of 19 from the field. He was 5 of 10 from three. He was 4 of 4 from the line. He had 3 rebounds. He had 5 assists. He had 4 turnovers. Our number one and twos collected 9 turnovers out of 17 turnovers in this entire game. That is unacceptable. And you know what? Part of it is also because Phoenix pressured up their defense, right? Mike Brown said something very important in the beginning of this game. Before this game started, right? In his pregame press conference, he said something very important. He said that this team is physical, and he says you need to stop them at their point of attack. You need to stop their point of attack. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. You look at Devin Booker's numbers tonight, and I'll get to it. 31 points. He was 10 to 23 from the field. He shot 4-6 from three, 7 to 8 from the free throw line. He had 3 rebounds, 8 assists, only 2 turnovers. Devin Booker balled out today. He was a plus 11 in point differential. Devin Booker balled out tonight. And that is 100% fact. That is nasty work. That is nasty work. Do you want to know why? This isn't to say that Devin Booker is not good. Devin Booker is one of the best guards in the league, 100%. But you want to know something? When the main focus is to stop him, remember, we'll look at Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks, 27 points. Dylan Brooks was the player of the game tonight. I know Devin Booker had 31 points or whatever. Dylan Brooks was the player of the game tonight. 8 of 15 from the field, 5 of 9 from three, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. He had 7 rebounds, 5 assists, only 2 turnovers, right? And let me see, he was a plus 13. A plus 13. He had the highest point differential on this fucking Phoenix Suns. He was balling today, and for some reason, every time we play this dude, he balls out against the Knicks. I don't know what it is. He's one of those players that just loves to ball out against the Knicks, and I don't know what it is. But we could not handle their physicality. And the worst part about it is, and I said this in my last video, every time the Knicks play a physical team, they end up playing like shit. They do. They end up playing like shit. You look at the 76ers, you look at the Atlanta Hawks, you look at the Detroit Pistons, and now you look at a physical team like the Phoenix Suns who are good at home, mind you. They are 13-5 at home, and we're 8-10 on the road. But again, just understanding that when we play physical teams, we don't play well. We don't play good at all. And that's a concern. It's more of a concern when your second option is nowhere to be found. Your second option is nowhere to be found. Again, everybody gave him his credit because against the Clippers, he showed up. He woke up and he showed up. But he not now he's back to his usual shit. Now he's back to his usual shit. Again, he didn't have no points within like half of the first quarter going into the second quarter. He's not effective. He's not effective. And what's worse about, and I don't want to make this a Karl Anthony Towns video. I don't, because it's not just about Karl Anthony Towns tonight. But you want to know something? When Jalen Brunson is trying to move the ball, when Jalen Brunson is trying to be your source of offense, and your second option isn't there, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. And here's another thing too, right? Because this was something that has followed Cat throughout his career. The Knicks took a risk, and they had to, right? Because you lost Ihart, you lost Mitchell Robinson for half the season, so you had to make a trade to get an All-Star here. But here's the risk that they took. They got rid of 2 years of chemistry that probably could have worked within Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle if Julius Randle was healthy in the playoffs to bring in a pair that we didn't know if it was going to work or not. Now, granted, some people are going to say, yo, Top, they made the Eastern Conference Finals last year with this duo. I understand that. But we were still questioning what they were going to do as a 1 and 2 because of their liability on defense and because of their inconsistencies. How many times did we have games last year where Brunson didn't have a good game? Cat did, right? And then if Cat was nowhere to be found, who had a good game? Jalen Brunson did. That's a concern. That's not something that we should just shrug our shoulders about. It's not. I'm gonna be very honest with you. It's not. You come into this game, a physical team. You're on the road. I would think that they would use this as a starter point to help themselves get out of a deep hole, right? You're on the road. You're playing a good team in the West. All right, let's get down to business. Let's beat this team and let's get this road West Coast trip going on a good note. And they were back and forth for most of it. They were back and forth for most of it. See, you look at you look at the quarters, right? Phoenix led the first quarter, 28 to 23. Then the Knicks led the second quarter, 37 to 34. Then the Phoenix Suns led the third quarter, 32 to 26. And then the Knicks led the fourth quarter, which they played well up until half that fourth quarter where they started turning over the ball and they really couldn't hit a shot. They led this quarter 21 to 18 and they still lost. And they still lost. Why? Because they couldn't take care of the basketball. Because they couldn't hit key shots when it mattered. And then they fell through defensively. They fell through defensively. But if they would have taken care of the basketball and they would have moved the ball around, I don't necessarily think that we'd find ourselves in that position to begin with. I really don't. And again, that's the problem. Let's do some deep stats into this game. Um yeah, let's go into it. Again, the Knicks shot 37 to 82 from the field. That is 45%. They were 6 of 41, 16 of 41 from three, 39%. Uh 17 of 21 from the free throw. They 81 shot 81%. But here's a key stat. 17 turnovers. 17 turnovers, 50 rebounds, 22 assists, 1 blocks, 34 defensive rebounds, 16 offensive rebounds, um, points off, 11 points off of turnovers, 34 points in the paint, 4 fast break points, 16 second chance points, second chance points, and then 3 steals. And yeah, man, yeah, listen, there's really nothing you could really nothing you could do at that point when you're not taking care of the basketball and you're causing a lot of turnovers. Um, You look in that first quarter, again, they shot 9 of 21, 3 of 9. You look in that second quarter, they shot 12. Is this yeah, I think this is let me see, let me just make sure I'm right. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you look into that second quarter. That second quarter, they were 12 of 21, 6 of 11. Then you look at that third quarter, 9 of 18, 4 of 9 from 3. Then you look into that fourth quarter, 7 of 22, 3 of 12 from 3. Like 6 turnovers. They had 6 turnovers. 4 turnovers and the turnovers were building, right? 4 turnovers in the first quarter, 3 turnovers in the second quarter, 4 turnovers in the third quarter, and then in that fourth quarter, 6 turnovers. That's nasty. It's nasty. Again, and I understand it. I get it. Jalen Brunson is gonna do everything for you, but there's only so much he can do. There's only so much that he can do when you're not moving. And the ball movement was a little bit better. They overdid it on a couple of possessions, right? Where for example, OG Anunoby had the ball passed to him in the corner. He drove baseline, and instead of going up, he passed out to a McHale at the top of the key, which McHale did make the shot, right? But in all naturality, you would have loved for OG to go up and just dunk that, right? Because who knows if McHale Bridges was gonna make that three or not. You don't know, right? You'd rather be safe than sorry. So in that situation, they were overpassing just a little bit, but there was a lot of more, there was a lot of ball movement to go. But when it mattered the most, they could not make their shots, and that's what hurt them. Who honestly hurt them. 3 of 12 from three, 7 of 22 from the field, the 6 turnovers. They gotta find ways to score better and to trust each other. Again, I've said this. You guys see me on Eddie Presti's Knicks edition post game, right? I was just there right before I did these videos. Understand something. Understand that when you're in a situation that your second option isn't scoring, if my third and fourth option, who are supposed to be my defensive anchors, aren't scoring as well, it's a problem to me. That's a problem to me. Now, OG Anunoby had his moment, right? OG Anunoby hit a couple big shots for the Knicks, especially in that fourth quarter. And you know what? We'll get to him. We'll get to him right now. I just want to check his thing right now. Again, he was a +5 in point differential, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, shot 33% from the field. He was 3 of 9 from the field goal. He was 2 of 5 from three, and he was 7 of 9 from his free throws and one turnover. But yeah, I can't complain about OG. I mean, obviously, you wish his points would go up, right? Because he's known to score 20 plus in his career. But he's getting the rock, and he was making some shots. And you look at McHale, 11. He was a -2 in point differential. 11 points, minus rebounds, four assists, one block. He was 3-8 from three. One turnover. Again, not the box score is not ideal, but you're looking for those guys to get involved. Why? Because your number two option isn't trustworthy right now. And that's my problem. That's the main issue right now with the New York Knicks in this losing skid that they've been going through. They've lost 4 out of 5 already, but they just don't look right. And the thing is, it starts with Cat. I'm not a Cat hater. I've said it before. I appreciate Cat. I like Cat. I like what he brings to the table. He's a fellow Dominican. So shout out to him. But you gotta hold these guys accountable, especially if they're trying to win. If they're trying to win, which the window right now, you gotta win right now. You can't wait. You gotta win right now. But the window to win right now is this year. So you need to utilize Cat and you need him to be more consistent. And if he's not going to be consistent, then you need to utilize one of your best wings to give him that second option for now until Karl Anthony Towns finds his way, which I think he will. I don't think this losing skid is gonna stay the way it is, and I don't think people are gonna, I don't think we're gonna be in what we're at right now. I really don't. I personally don't. But at the end of the day, again, only time will tell. The schedule gets harder now because look, now you're talking about you gotta go to Portland now. You gotta go to Portland now. And now let's look at their last couple of games. So that way we can analyze this just a little bit. Look at and I'm gonna share this so you guys can see this as well. Give me one second. I'm gonna share my screen so you guys can see this. Okay. Look at this right here. The last 5 games. They've won all of their last 5 games. Look at their full schedule. Let's look at their full schedule. Look at that. They've been able to okay, yeah, they've lost to some tough teams, 100%, but they beat Boston, they've beat Dallas, they lose to OKC, but then they beat New Orleans, right? They beat San Antonio, they beat Utah, which again, these are big ones, and they've beat Houston back to back. It's big. They're on a 5 game winning streak. And I'm supposed to take Portland Trailblazers lightly. They're what, 19 and 20? They're like ninth in the play-in. They could make the play-in this year. They could make the play-in this year because they got young kids that can play consistently, right? But I can't take Portland lightly. I can't. I can't take them lightly. I wish I could, but I can't. So again, we need things need to fall into place for this team, so that way we can be the juggernaut team that we saw when we beat this fucking San Antonio Spurs in the cup. That team that we saw beat them in the cup, that team that we saw beat the Cleveland Cavaliers on Christmas Day, we have not seen since Christmas Day. We haven't. We haven't. And until we see this team, it's going to be a fucking problem. It's going to be a problem. And if your number one and two options are not leading the way and you're not getting anything from anything else, Jalen Brunson is not going to bail you out all the time. He is human, Knick fans. I need people to understand that. Jalen Brunson is human. There is only so much that Jalen Brunson can do. If you're not getting anything else from Karl Anthony Towns, we are truly fucked. You want to know why? Because they can't even play defense. They can't even play defense. They cannot. And of course, Mike Brown is probably going to be like, well, I can switch McHale and OG to and put them on the best play. It doesn't matter like that sometimes. How many times did they find themselves in a pick and roll where OG started guarding Devin Booker, pick and roll, and now Karl Anthony Towns is on Devin Booker. And guess what? He's a defensive liability. He gets scored on. Same thing with Jalen Brunson. Same thing with Jalen Brunson. We cannot have that. We cannot have that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that for Sunday's game against the Portland Trail Blazers, nobody takes that lightly. please, I'm saying it with everything, with every fiber in my being. Please do not take the Detroit, the Portland Trailblazers, excuse me. Yeah, we're not taking Detroit easy either, based on how they whooped our ass. But please do not take the Portland Trail Blazers as a joke. Please take them serious because this team right now, if they're finding a groove, they come in here, they see a team that is the top 2 to 3 team in the East. They feed off of that because they're young. They want to prove something. They want to prove something because they know that they're not necessarily going nowhere right now, but they want to prove something, and that's what it is. Okay, so this next team better wake the hell up because this road trip doesn't get any easier. And then when we finish this 4 game road trip, guess who we got to play at home when we come back? The Phoenix Suns. So if you can get some momentum going into this West Coast trip and then get home, right? So we could watch our revenge against the Phoenix Suns, so be it. So be it. But they got to start now. Take this game against the Suns, wrap it, and throw this shit in the garbage. Take care of business these next 3 games because if not, it's gonna get super ugly. And I know Leon Rose is thinking something. Do you want to know why? Because he was at the game tonight. He was at the game tonight in Phoenix, and I'm sure he's looking at it like, what the hell is going on? What type of trades can I make? Can they go out there and can they go get a Jeremy Sohan? Can they go out there and maybe get a defensive anchor like Jose Alvarado, where he's not like Sohan, where Sohan can basically defend and score the ball off the dribble, um where Jose Alvarado, he could put the ball in the dribble, he could get to the rack, right? But he's more of a defensive anchor. He's more of a defensive player, right? So you get 2 guys that were mentioned that the Knicks were interested in. I would say Trey Murphy, but again, Trey Murphy for not Trey Murphy, excuse me, Jeremy Sohan. What the hell am I talking about? Jeremy Sohan, a guy that can not only defend but can score the basketball, and that's what we need if we're not gonna get nothing out of these guys, and that's just a fact. It's just 100% fact. But guys, I appreciate y'all. The New York Knicks lose this one, 112 to 107 to the to the Phoenix Suns. They dropped the first game of this 4 game road trip. And yeah, man, they got to be better, especially Karl Anthony Towns. Jalen Brunson can't do it all. OG and Anunoby needs to step it up just a little bit more. Just so does McHale. And yeah, and listen, Mike Brown, that double big lineup ain't working, buddy. We gotta fix that. We gotta fix it. That double big lineup is a bit scary. I don't know. It's just even hell, even with a defensive liability we cat, I wouldn't trust it just because of that. So, we'll see how they play out tomorrow, man. I hope that this game motivates them because that game was right there. It was neck and neck. And yeah, man, not anymore. So yeah, man. With that being said, I'm gonna end it here. I thank you guys for watching. I thank you guys for tuning into this post game. Obviously, I got a post game for you guys Sunday, if not Monday. I might be out with family on Sunday, so if not, the post game will be out on Monday. But there will be a post game now that I'm back from my mini vacation. Now that I'm also back from kind of recuperating from this sickness, I'm back to doing my content, and I'm back on a new software. Like I said, I'm not really using StreamYard no more. So that's another thing, StreamYard's becoming way too expensive. On a software that is a little bit cheaper, not that much, but much cheaper that I could use right now. And mind you, I when I first started podcasting, this is the software that I found. But obviously, StreamYard has its perks that are a little bit more better, so I went with StreamYard. But now they charge an OD, man. So it's back to Riverside, man. It's back to Riverside. I'm happy to be back on it. Yeah, man. More post games to come. But this one's a wrap. I appreciate you guys, man. Like I said, make sure you guys subscribe to the Top Bunk Sports YouTube channel. Make sure you guys like this video, share it. Make sure you guys follow me at Top Bunk Sports on X, Instagram, TikTok, and keep showing love and support to not only the page but the brand Top Bunk Sports. We're only trying to get bigger from here, man. And without you guys' support, none of this would be possible. But that being said, I'm your guy David, and I will check you guys on the next video. Peace.